So good evening and welcome. We're at the Newry Leisure Centre, absolutely fantastic building. In fact, you want to have a look at where we are. It's a beautiful £22 million redevelopment, which took place after this satellite image was created. But it gives you a feeling the athletics track is still well and truly there, but that white building has been totally renovated. £22 million spent on it. Opened in November 2017. And, well, we are getting ready for the second match of the day, of the competition here between Northern Ireland and Scotland. As the two teams come out, Scotland, well, they're both wearing their changed kits today, of course, having played in their main kits yesterday. So Northern Ireland in light blue, cyan blue, and Scotland in yellow. A couple of changes which we'll talk about in a second. So teams enter. We'll listen to the national anthems. So both national anthems, and the teams will shake hands, and this is the second match after what was an enthralling match yesterday between Northern Ireland and Scotland in this international futsal friendly, live here from Newry Leisure Centre. Two teams have been announced, pretty much similar setups here. Conor Glenholmes has dropped out for Northern Ireland. And as you can see, Kieran Donaghy has been named as the reserve goalkeeper. So Irvin has dropped out, and Donaghy, who's an outfield player, obviously fancies himself in between the sticks. He's going to go in as a reserve goalkeeper. So if there is an injury at all, heaven forbid, then they are going to have to put what is a recognised outfield player. I'm going to ask you about this shortly, whether he is a goalkeeper. I've got somebody with me who knows a lot about it. I think he's dying to say a few words. That's the team here. Rose Buffon, Gibson, Donaghy, Barr, Gunn, Gold, McGee, Miller, Varenka, who didn't play yesterday. Looking forward to seeing him, as a few people saying he's a talented kid. There's Jonathan Pearce, Craig Taylor, Jordan Wilson, Brendan Shannon and Danny Stapleton. That is our Northern Ireland lineup. As for Scotland, pretty much the same lineup as yesterday, just one major change. Carl Ballingall, who scored 2 goals yesterday, he was only ever going to be playing yesterday. He's had to go home. And coming in is Scott Smith, who could only play today, so that was quite handy really from the Scottish side of things. Everybody else is saying watch out for Scott Mollison's hat-trick yesterday, very quickly, no time at all almost, and he was very good, but did fade in the second half, and that was very noticeable then as Northern Ireland absolutely romped the second half. What a game of two halves. It was Ben Tuff in goal, Kevin Hagan, Paul Simpson, Scott Smith, Paul McLaughlin, Joe Andrew, Scott Mollison is the captain, Ahmed Alulu is number 9, Conor McLaren, Yusuf Alulu, Ryan Robb, Neil Lawrenson, Fraser Smith, and Adam Whitelaw is the reserve goalkeeper. And that's your starting lineup. Well, the teams have just gone into their huddles, they've had their pictures taken, and with me, Chris, I've forgotten your surname. Donnelly, yes, sorry, I do apologise. I had Chris yesterday next to Chris Lindsay was next to me. Chris Donnelly, welcome aboard. Chris, you're obviously one of the Northern Irish team players. You're number 9. You just said to me that they're still not using your number 9. It's still got your name on it. You've been out injured for a year or so. Still possibly a year left to go in your ACL. Yeah, the very first international ever held in Northern Ireland, and yeah. Yeah, it was quite an amazing match yesterday. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a while. Let's just see how this one settles down. We certainly had quite a strange game, and there's a ball giveaway there from Scotland. It really was. It's an old phrase, a game of two halves. But Scotland absolutely dominated. Went in 7-1 up. It was ridiculous. It was there was Chris Lindsay. It was, we sort of. He was difficult to get going, you could say, and we were wondering, well, is this going to be a cricket score? And I was at the cricket match when England knocked nearly 500 runs on Tuesday, and what it looked like it was going to be something that would be embarrassing for the team. And then suddenly, the second half was just quite incredible, the way they came out, and it wasn't that Scotland did anything different, but Northern Ireland just attacked and bossed the match, and in the end, Scotland were just resorted to playing the ball up front and just giving the ball away and happy to try and get a breather. It was crazy, wasn't it? Yeah, well, apologies, we're just having a slight issue hearing you on the stream. If we could, if our cameraman could turn up second input. Looks like one of us, our second commentator's not coming through clearly enough. Maybe you will now. If you just say a few words to me, let's just hear it. You can.
Yep.
Yeah, that's better.
Put me on the spot there. I don't really know what to say.
Thank you. No, I do apologise. Thank you very much on Facebook for letting us know that. We could, we certainly.
Well, say if you can't hear me, we obviously spoke earlier about the reserve goalkeeper situation with Kieran Donaghy.
Yeah.
I think that's possibly for fly goalkeeping later on. Northern Ireland might go with the fly goalkeeper tactic, where essentially you play with 5 outfield players instead of 4 on a goalkeeper. So I doubt we'll see Kieran go into an orthodox goalkeeping position, but maybe it'll be for that.
Yeah.
I know that the assistant coach at Northern Ireland, Garth Smith, is a big fan of it. Uses it a lot with his local team, Banbridge, who just finished second in the Northern Irish Futsal League this year. Very close.
Yeah.
Lost it on goal difference to Belfast United.
Speedy play there from Northern Ireland. So yes, apologies. Hopefully you're hearing loud and clear now, and we've got a couple of people on the case just listening in. So first couple of minutes, and certainly Northern Ireland coming out a lot brighter. They must have built up so much confidence after yesterday's match as well. And, that second half was quite something. And there again, Scotland do seeming to run out of ideas a little bit, trying to sort of build a move forward. And you know, we looked at most of the goals from. If you analyse the goals from yesterday's games, there was 3 penalties, and there were 3 mistakes where Northern Irish players passed the ball along and basically it was intercepted. So if you actually think about it, Scotland didn't really create their own goals in an open play situation.
No, not really. I mean, a high-scoring game like that in futsal, it's either going to be down to some incredible quality or mistakes. And I think last night, to be fair to both teams, was more the latter. I think, as I said, Northern Ireland were a bit nervy coming out. Maybe just giving Scotland a bit too much respect, thinking that they were worried they were going to pass around them, but I think they realised in the second half we can get in there, we can nip, go forward, play a bit more on the counter. Just saying, on the Facebook page, I know that we have got some fans from all around the world here. I know there is 2 former Scotland players currently watching from, I think they're in Abu Dhabi, Mikey Connor and Sean Mushin.
Wow. Both
former Scotland players. They've got the caps, but I think they're watching the Facebook post from Abu Dhabi.
Wow. Well,
so we're worldwide, Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah, it must be quite late over there as well. So well done, lads. If you're staying up late for this, it's got to be
shot from Molly. Scott Mollison there. Got the hat-trick yesterday, obviously.
Yeah. He's definitely the danger man, you could say, for Scotland. He really was at the centre of most of their moves yesterday. He's
been their captain, been the leader in that team for a good wee while now. So I think most players will look to him to try and make something happen. Plays for Perth Santos in Scotland. Used to be the driving force really in Scotland futsal, but kind of been going through a transitional period the last couple of years, but I know he's their captain as well.
Yeah, I was chatting with a couple of Scottish coaches, and they were saying that futsal's been played in Scotland for quite a long time, and they took it on much more before the rest of the home nations did, really.
Yeah, I know it was Perth was really the hub for it for maybe 20 years or so, but it was only really in Perth, and the winner of the Scottish League was essentially the winner of the Perth League.
Yeah.
But they were Saltires from Perth and Santos from Perth. Both, I think, took it in turns basically to travel to the UEFA Cup to represent Scotland up until about 4 years ago, when the regional leagues came in. It started spreading to Glasgow leagues, Edinburgh leagues. Futsal were the first team to win the national title. Travelled to Finland a couple of years ago in the UEFA Cup, and TMT from Glasgow were the champions last year. Got a couple of TMT boys and a couple of Futsal lads in the Scotland squad today, but
yeah. There's a good crowd that's come in to watch this game. Of course, yesterday was the first ever international and held on Northern Ireland soil. There's a big changeover, rotation.
It's a line change, yeah.
Yeah, complete rotation around. A little bit like ice hockey, if you follow ice hockey, the way that they have different lines, and everybody gets used to playing together. And of course, it must really mess things up if a player gets a red card then, because that must mess up your rotations as well when suddenly there's a guy who's not allowed to come back on.
Yeah, I think that is the case. You'll find later in the game as well, when the coaches maybe know a bit more about the opposition, they will start to change the lineups a little bit. But yeah, it's a completely different start to yesterday's game anyway.
It certainly is, isn't it? There's and Northern Ireland are coming out, and it's fair to say they're looking a little bit cocky here, and fair play to them, because they absolutely dominated
Just right.
the second half, and almost brought back a lead that just looked unassailable, and there was just no way that you would have predicted that Northern Ireland would have had a chance of the match at half time. It was almost like Liverpool in that Champions League final against AC Milan a number of years ago. Here's an opportunity, and that was good defending there.
Well done, Scott.
Held his grounded Scott Gunn, and that was good. He didn't commit himself. That was the interesting thing. He didn't commit himself, did he? Like yesterday, you'd have possibly seen him go towards the player and then leave the man on mark. He realised that man on mark was the guy who was going to try and play in, and actually held his ground well there.
I think we also saw there, Northern Ireland did have the ball, but they give it away. We give it away, and whereas yesterday, when we give it away, we were done. Basically, it was Scotland's one-on-one with the goalie.
Yeah.
I think now we've realised that you need to have a bit of cover in there as well.
Yeah.
Go on.
Oh, good save from the goalkeeper, and
toe bash from Danny Stapleton there.
yeah, and it's Adam Whitelow who's actually in goal here, so he's been given the nod to start.
Yeah,
which
the TMT players
isn't on the sheet, but yeah, he didn't get a game yesterday, and but he's out there, and of course number 12 Daniel Rosbotham as well. Is it a goal? Oh,
lovely! What a finish, wee man.
Northern Ireland have taken the lead, and what a goal that is. Let's have a look at that again.
Oh, he connects brilliantly there.
What a great finish.
He got the first goal yesterday for Northern Ireland as well, Jack, so that was his first international goal last night, so he's obviously, here he goes again.
Oh, great save. And really has. Well, that's really brought this game to life a little bit. It started off a little bit slowly. I think by this time yesterday we'd already had 3 or 4 goals. It was quite a crazy start, and Northern Ireland with massive team foul trouble. There's only 1-0 on team fouls. Here's a good move inside. This is Ryan Robb, who was definitely a danger man yesterday.
That's a good goal scorer, Ryan.
Good shimmying out, and referee's right on the play there. So just to explain the team, obviously a few differences with futsal over football, and one of them, team fouls, a little bit like basketball. As soon as there's been 5 team fouls, any more fouls after that result in automatic penalties. Here's a played across, chips over, and that will be a corner. So that's the reason why the team fouls is on the scoreboard, Dave. So it wasn't on yesterday, but we realised that is actually a major number to have on there, although 1-0 doesn't actually means that both teams are fairly comfortable at the moment. Yeah,
it's unique to futsal over football. That definitely benefits the game in terms of less silly fouls and that. You do really get punished more than in football. Obviously yesterday it's absolutely instrumental in how the game can be shaped. But yeah, it's five fouls, and then anything after that is a penalty. If it's that's from the 10-meter penalty, the second spot. If the foul is committed between the 10-meter line and the goal, then that's a closer in penalty. It's in the first spot. So.
Yeah. The first spot is just on the edge of the D. Like, I know you can see a lot of lines on there, but it is the dark blue lines, and the first spot is on the edge of the D, and the second spot's quite a way away. But
yeah, I mean, it is more of a free kick with no wall than a penalty, really. But as you saw, it was Conor Glenholm scored it yesterday for Northern Ireland. Great goal.
And I said to Chris, it seems to be the rough percentage is about 50% of them that you actually score with those long penalties.
Yeah, it can be a bit of a lottery sometimes.
Scotland started off, they started off 2 out of 2 and ended up 2 out of 6 by the end of the first half. But there's going to be no penalties in this first half, by the looks of it. Only 1 foul so far. And Northern Ireland's certainly looking very sharp indeed. Much different game from yesterday. Good tackle there. To play in, and that's going to be foul number 2. Delayed whistle, and I don't think the Northern Irish bench is too pleased with that.
Must be an ice rink under this course.
Yeah, I noticed a few of the Northern Ireland guys were going down a little bit easily when they saw the Scottish team were getting into foul trouble yesterday. And the referees have got to be aware of that, of course. That there was a Didier Drogba style fall in one corner of the pitch. I saw he'd have been proud of. But
Yeah, I think obviously with the fouls it is part of the game, but you have to.
Yeah.
I think everyone doesn't want to get too ridiculous with it, but.
No, but this is where the refs really know what they're doing as well, and the officials here have been absolutely spot on.
Yeah, and it's a small court. There's 2 referees, so it makes it a wee bit easier.
Yeah.
Than in football.
We've got David Berry, who's our match referee, and second referee Bart Ubanski from Northern Ireland. Ball's going up high there, just try and get it under control. So with the second referee situation, is it mainly that your first referee is making the calls, but the second referee is there to help him on the blind side, in case there's something he doesn't see? Yeah.
There's a lead ref who will make the call if needs be and can override the other referee, but you know, I think they work as a team obviously and they trust each other's judgment.
Yeah. Good tackle there from Danny Stapleton, and there's Scotland's first foul. So the interesting thing, of course, as well, you notice, and I know they've been talking about this in football, there's a stop clock, which I think would be an absolutely excellent idea in football as well. The fact that with 20 minutes to go, if you've got a 2-goal lead, you might as well go, because all you're going to watch is 20 minutes of people wasting time. And actually, a stop clock makes a massive difference. And futsal, incredibly, you know, you can have 3 or 4 goals in a minute with a stop clock.
Yep, it really is. I mean, when futsal first started in Northern Ireland, Scotland, you know, the games would have been just done renting out a leisure centre, so you only have a certain amount of time, so the stop clock wouldn't have been in place. But let me tell you, it's a completely different story whenever you're on a stop clock game. Yeah. I mean, 2 halves of 20 minutes stop clock can take up to an hour sometimes. Yeah. It's crazy fitness.
Well, this has been quite quick actually. We're down to 12 minutes. We've only had, 17 minutes in terms of time played. And
it's been quite a lot of action, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Too much. I think both teams will kind of have a point to prove, so they're both trying to be as fast-paced as possible. Northern Ireland, obviously, despite the tremendous second half, did lose the game yesterday. Yeah. And Scotland, obviously, out with that second half, lost a bit of pace.
Good tackle there, and that's a good shot from distance. And Northern Ireland are so sharp in midfield and lobbing the ball, and Adam Whitelow's had to be sharp down to his right-hand side. That ball had a bit of zing about it. Just a bit of a swap of personnel, and there's a little discussion going on here just off camera between 3 of the Northern Irish boys who is working out their tactic on this. Which one are we going to do?
Oh, he's gone
to the back post. Let's see that lay off. You can see there how little the ball bounced actually. That just gives you an impression of how heavy that ball is.
It's called the burst ball occasionally.
Yes, is it?
It's familiar to that.
Yeah. Sun's still out
Neil
here.
Lawrenson on the ball, the villain from yesterday, the pantomime villain.
Conor McLaren plays it back. Neil Lawrenson, scorer of a goal yesterday. Plays it out to the right. Looking to make back to McLaren. McLaren, little shimmy, looks to try and wants to release one, and that's a tremendous save from Daniel Rosbaffen. That looked as if it was going in there. Let's watch this one again while they take their time on his corner. This was an important touch that possibly was going over, but better not to risk it, isn't it?
Exactly. Danny's in obviously after Phil. He couldn't make the game today. No injury or anything like that. He just wasn't available. So Danny's come in, plays for Banbridge in the Northern Ireland Futsal League. Yeah.
Good sharp attack from Northern Ireland. They've picked up from where they left off yesterday, haven't they? That's the important thing. The way we're seeing the intenseness, how they're playing, how sharp it is in midfield, and
yeah. You know, and obviously after when the game finished yesterday, Northern Ireland would have wanted it to keep going for another 20 minutes after that. Yeah. So they've been on their toes all day waiting to finish this off.
And they certainly continued. They have continued from where they left off. It's been a beautiful day here in Newry. Sun is just starting to go down. You might just see a few little weird optical effects on our camera as the sun hits our camera lens. As we found out yesterday, our cameraman is actually in the middle. There's a collision in midfield. Referee saying nothing going there, just two players running into each other.
What you see there, I think what that was, it was very apparent yesterday in futsal. There's a big emphasis on blocking. Yeah. When you make a run, it's kind of clever. You have to be a bit a bit clever about
Plays to the right here.
It happens a lot in the game where someone plays a pass, makes a run, tries to block off the defender.
Yeah.
You'll see that a lot in this game. It's pretty important to the game. Scotland did a lot well. They did it very well yesterday.
Well, do point those out, because that's really fascinating to see, the sort of off the ball bit of blocking that goes on, but and that's not a foul in futsal. It's you know, you're taking up the space. We saw Northern Ireland goal where the guy was blocking the goalkeeper's view totally, and the goalie ended up just guessing a dive.
It's one of those. I mean, I don't think you're allowed to use too much force, but a wee bit of savviness to block the guy off.
Oh, well,
savvy about that. That was James Gould straight in there.
Yeah,
no nonsense.
That would get into the Vinnie Jones compilation CD any day of the week, I think.
I think James has got a few of those tackles in his locker.
That's the second foul going there for against the Scotland team. Let's have another quick look at that while we got the opportunity, because there's a little stoppage here. Oops, let's just do that right there. Here we go. We've just gone back a little bit in time, but we'll see it in a second. Ball comes loose. Well, I don't know.
Ball's there to be won.
Yeah. Oh, you see that again? It's amazing, isn't it? How many times do you do that? You see it a second time, and you go, you know what? The Scottish player actually didn't do anything there. He didn't actually touch the ball. He didn't touch a no. It was his own player taking him out, and I think, well, Northern Ireland have somehow come away with a foul from that, so they'll take it. Yeah. But you saw the Scottish player was holding his hands out, saying, "What did I do there?" Well, referee's not happy with that. We'll go again.
I mean, futsal is known, obviously, most people know it as tricks and flicks and things like that, but it is a very physical game. A lot, as I said earlier, with the blocking and some of the tackles that fly in.
Oh, good save from Whitelaw. It was a ferocious shot there from Donaghy, who's the reserve goalkeeper as well, as we mentioned earlier.
Oldest player in the squad as well, Kieran.
Yeah.
I won't tell you his age, because he'll probably shout at me later, but still fit as a fiddle. Yeah. Tackles like that.
The referee's not happy with that tackle, and well, I think the crowd are not happy with the referee's call on that either, because they're saying that he got the ball first, but it's been given as a free kick. So, well, now we're getting into interesting times. You can see 3 fouls against Northern Ireland. We're exactly halfway through, give or take a second. But that does mean Northern Ireland now got to, if there's 2 fouls there within a minute, Northern Ireland could be in a little bit of foul trouble.
Hopefully they've learned their lesson from yesterday's game.
They're just looking so full of life here. That was a great play there from Johnny Pearce. Scotland, 2 men back. Scotland coaches were saying that they typically have been a defensive team with futsal, but they're trying their best to sort of change that style and be a little bit more attacking. But he's saying, you know, a lot of our players are like the defensive side of things, and they don't like conceding goals, which meant, of course, yesterday we'll be more than unhappy with the second half.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Scotland are known for their creative flair too much in football as well, but hopefully futsal gives a chance to change that a wee bit.
Yeah.
It's also difficult for teams like Northern Ireland and Scotland when most of the games that we have are against far more experienced opposition, so you have to be defensive really. So that's why games like this are good. It's more of a similar level.
Yeah. Well, I was reading a little bit about the history of futsal, obviously. I remember I watched a futsal match in New Zealand in '96, and it was freaky back then. Just the speed, and it's just so unusual. And I was reading that Lionel Messi used to play a lot of futsal in his early years and used it, and obviously he's got incredible ball control and has taken that to the full-size pitch very, very happily.
Yep, I think if you watch any World Cup game, it's on at the minute, there'll be a handful of players who credit a lot of their skills to futsal.
Yeah.
Russia obviously doing quite well. I think there's a lot of the Russian team.
Oh, that's a superb save.
It's so funny.
Well, I think this one potentially, had goal all over it. In a way, it was passed up forward very, very quickly. We're not missing anything either way out there. And there you see, saved and in off the post. Oh. So a half chance there for Scotland. But Daniel Rosbotham was, well, he pulled out a fingertip save a little bit earlier, and that was a very sharp save. Yeah, he's done well. He's kept his team in the lead here, so he'll be bouncing a little bit at the moment. Goalies always like to get a couple of good saves under the belt.
And Danny's one of the players who, up to maybe just over a year ago, much like most people watching this game, probably didn't know anything about futsal, and then he's come in, obviously from being spotted playing football, and he's done very well. He very well plays as well in the Northern Irish Futsal League.
I can see there's quite a bit of interest here, even though there's a World Cup match on at the moment. It's nice to see Scotland are appealing for a little nudge there. The referee looks as if he might be thinking about it and then decided no.
It's good to see.
Good to see so many people on the chat. We are having to keep an eye on the chat, and any questions, so Chris Donnelly, just fire them over. We're going to keep an eye on it. We promise we are busy here doing commentary and watching replays and things, so we might not see most of the questions, but we're having a little look now, and I can see that the chat room is quite busy. So fire over the odd question or so, and we'll happily try and take them if we can. Keep it clean, please. This is it's a family audience here today.
There's Connor Glenholm's on the chat there. He's watching from Portugal.
Connor, what are you doing there? He was here yesterday.
Could have used him here again today. He posted a picture in the WhatsApp of him with a big, lovely pint in the sunshine. So,
well, good enough reason to go to Portugal then. If you're not playing here today, Connor. Good, well played yesterday, buddy. And yeah, Connor making a good point actually. Connor's our assistant commentator also. He's just saying confidence is key, and you can absolutely, totally agree with you there, Connor. The confidence in the boys here, having had that experience yesterday, they've come out in this match going, you know, we are the better team. Yeah. Let's just play them at futsal. I nearly said football there. I stopped myself, and I must apologise. Obviously, it was my first ever futsal match, so I might slip into the odd foot B.
I'll keep you right.
Yeah. Chris has said he'll slap me every time I say football, so I better be careful. Northern Ireland pressing up high again, and Scotland just looking as if they're struggling for ideas, aren't they?
Yeah, Northern Ireland have gone the same tactic as second half last night, really pressing them high.
Oh, now the ball's been given away. This is a great chance. Unbelievable play. Thoroughly deserved.
Fantastic.
And Northern Ireland are 2-0 up. Chris, tell us about this on the replay.
Well, it's as I said there, they're pressed up. Adam can read the game brilliantly. He sees it, he knows what's going to happen, he presses right up, and then it's a back stick finish. It's first goal there for Brendan Shannon. Again, someone who's just come in, started playing futsal in the last year or so. Plays with Belfast United, the Northern Ireland champions. Now he's got an international goal to his name, but we haven't stopped. Oh.
And whenever Scotland have had a half chance on goal, Daniel Rosbotham has been absolutely majestic so far, looking very sharp indeed. Yep. That second goal was incredible because it truly deserved pure pressure from the Northern Irish team. And in the end, Scotland just gave the ball away. And, well, a thoroughly deserved goal and 2-0.
I think you saw a difference there as well in composure. When Adam got the ball there, he had the experience. He plays week in, week out in the English Super League. Yeah. He had the experience, and not just a lot of players would just hashed at it and tried to score themselves. A lovely wee shot to the back post.
Well, nice to see a few comments on the chat room there. A few fans from either side. I think the Scottish fans are probably not having as good a time in the first half here as they did yesterday. It was there was a lot of blue flags flying on the chat room yesterday, I noticed, as Scotland were romping home. Very different today.
Here for not being impartial. Well, I'm not bothered.
No, you're allowed to be. I'm the one that's impartial, and as an Englishman, I truly am impartial. I just want to see a great game, and we are actually seeing that. Just noticed there in that last period of play, it was the first time actually a little bit of sort of two of the Scottish players actually having a little bit of a dig at each other there, and it looks like they're just sort of showing the frustration is starting to come out a little bit. Got to be careful there.
I mean, there's only one side on top here. As I said yesterday, the way the game finished yesterday, Scotland wouldn't have been too happy with that, although they did get the win. Here we go again.
Oh, lovely interplay down the left-hand side there. I'm just watching the replay. In fact, we're using the Facebook stream as our replay. That's quite handy, actually. We should keep that up.
Yeah.
If you did see us going quiet, we're just watching the Facebook stream, just like you. It's an interesting move here. That was number 7, Joe Andrew, who was number 16 yesterday, and then that's a really loose ball there from Ahmed Alulu.
You see Scotland are trying to play it up quite up to the pivot, as he's called up top, the striker, if you will. Who just backs into the last defender, and they seem to be playing up to Joe quite a lot as Joe Andrew is the way forward, but it doesn't seem to be doing too much. Northern Ireland have it soft out.
Just a little bit of a chance to take a breath here. It really has been, and we've got to remember Northern Ireland only won one match ever in international competition, never against a home nation team. Scotland, half chance there. Still looking good. Northern Ireland just running ragged a little bit at the moment at the back, and that's superb defending. And I think he's hurt his knee a little bit there as he put that tackle in. Yeah, that was Conor Miller.
FC Salisbury in the English Super League, an experienced player. Wouldn't want him to be missing for the rest of this game.
No, just that was one of those where he was putting his weight down and the ball hit his leg and just buckled a little bit. He might want to just come off. No, he's gonna stay with it.
Have to be careful with the injuries. First-hand experience there.
And you actually injured yourself in the warm-up of that San Marino game.
Yeah, it was.
What happened? Just
a nice trip though, a nice hotel, got free food, everything like that. So
nice visit to the hospital. Oh well, somehow Scott Gunn managed to get that from under his feet. Cleared up by Conor Miller. And Northern Ireland just trying a long ball there. I think that's one thing we've learned. That doesn't really work. Futsal, I don't, run out of ideas there, Scotland. Alulu just hoofs the ball upfield.
He's getting pushed too deep right onto the goalkeeper's toes. I mean, you will see that in futsal quite a lot, that teams do play very deep and then it's a quick counter, but Scotland just don't seem to have the out to get there, to go from defence to attack as quickly as they would like to.
Well, I've just been told on the chat room that Germany are losing to Sweden as well, so it truly is going to be a great night if this
different
from
sport,
a Northern Ireland point of view. That's a foul there. 4-3 now on the foul count. Starting to get to nervous times there on the foul. 5 minutes to go, still plenty of time. And at the moment, the foul count's possibly the only way Scotland look like scoring. Conor Miller, number 10, on the ball. Just he's going to hit this one from distance, and he absolutely connected with that one. That one flew.
Obviously that knock to the knee hasn't done too much to him.
No, he's recovered quickly, hasn't he? So here's Alulu.
Alulu plays his futsal for Dundee in the futsal league in Scotland. Quite a good player.
Yeah.
I think he was maybe top goal scorer in the league in Scotland this year.
Really?
He's a bit of a threat.
Scott Mollison there, again under a little bit of pressure. It is just total role reversal under pressure from the Northern Irish players, and again just flicks the ball straight out of play, realising there's no option for him.
Well, as we saw last night though, 2 goals.
Yeah.
Futsal doesn't take too long, so there's still plenty to play in this game.
Yeah. Just saw that crossfield ball there from Northern Ireland, and Scotland were hoping for the interception. It's those sort of balls you've got to just cut out a little bit. Nice little deception there. Northern Ireland try and bring the ball out. Scotland seems to have just stepped it up the last minute or so, and putting the boys in blue under a little bit of pressure here. Just over 4 minutes to go. Northern Ireland 2-0 ahead. What a first half this has been. And Mollison, who couldn't do anything wrong in the first half yesterday, just lifting his head up on that shot and leaning backwards, and that one was well wide.
Again, another long ball. This time it's beautifully controlled by Jack McGee. Scotland will get the throw. Well, interesting to see a couple of times the long ball being played.
That was Johnny Gibson there, the control. Who played Johnny.
Here's Alulu. Looks to play it up to the sole man up front. Goes for the 1-2.
Oh.
And that was good play from Scotland.
Scotland need to start taking them chances.
Yep.
That's something you'll see a lot there in football. As I said earlier, Scotland seem to be playing it up to the pivot, Joe Andrew, and you get runners off him just like that. Seems to be the only tactic that Scotland have at the minute.
Oh, that's lovely block again. Oh. And what a chance, and it was Andrew at the back post. No, they got a foot on that. Very close indeed. Watch this one again. Oh, that was so close. No doubt Scotland are just a little bit more interest here. Joe Andrews certainly, well, he's playing that sort of Kenny Dalglish role. Was a shot from distance there from Onestas Wawrinka. Tell us a little bit about Wawrinka here, because he didn't play yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. He just came into the squad today. I think it was more to have something in the. Obviously, we knew that Conor wasn't going to be. Dan Holmes wasn't going to be here today, so we had to keep something in reserve. I think Onestas and Jordan Wilson as well.
Yeah.
Both sat out yesterday, sacrificed themselves, but you know, I think it was always the idea that they were coming for the second game. They both play futsal for Banbridge.
Yeah.
With their coach there is the assistant coach here for Northern Ireland.
There's Joe Andrew again. He's really a pivotal player, more ways than one there. Scotland starting to dominate now a little bit, and there's another shot, which is just the shooting that's letting them down. They're getting these half chances. I'm just feeling that Scotland now has just stepped it up, and Northern Ireland just maybe having a little bit of a breather. Throwing to Northern Ireland. People watching from Spain, I just saw there. From sunny Tenerife. Hello, Stanley Smith. Stanley Smith.
Green and White Army all over the world.
Well, they're Blue Army today, but they've been very good. Referee just being a bit pedantic there. Move it a few millimetres further up.
You'll see that a lot in futsal. Referees can be quite pedantic, as you said, with the sidelines like that. For anyone who doesn't know, that the ball obviously has to be within a ball's width of the line, and it has to be stopped.
Yeah.
You only have 4 seconds to play the ball back in. So that's once the player has control of the ball, the team has control of the ball. The referee counts to 4, and if the ball isn't played in by then, the kick in goes to the other team.
Yeah, no messing about. It's it certainly does. There's a big thud on the ground there. There's one of the Northern Irish players just hit the floor, but referee's having none of that. There's Joe. Oh, that was close. Joe Andrew yet again being the pivot man at the front, holding the ball up, holding the player off, and it was Scotland going down the right-hand side this time, and that was number 6, Paul McLaughlin, coming in on the right.
Paul McLaughlin plays his futsal for Edinburgh University, who just got promoted to the Scottish Futsal League from the playoffs. So I think there's be a lot of Edinburgh Uni fans watching from Edinburgh.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Harry Watt man myself, but we'll leave that for another day.
Here's Andrew again.
Oh,
and it was always coming. Man. And it was Alulu who finishes that off. And it was always on the cards. Scotland have certainly stepped it up. There's the ball in. Andrew and Alulu makes it look so easy. And it was coming, wasn't it, Chris? You've got to say.
Yeah, we can see they kept trying to get that. Joe Andrews is doing quite well in the pivot role there. And
yeah.
It is one that, you know, a lot of teams do try it, but it can be difficult to get it off in the end. It was lovely. I think there was a back heel there. It was a great wee bit of play, and they finally take one of their chances, Scotland.
Well, if Northern Ireland had deservedly taken a 2-0 lead, there's no doubt that goal from Scotland deserved on the certainly the past couple of minutes play.
That's it.
So
We'll see completely different change of the game now. Northern will be praying for half time here just to get back in and regroup.
Yeah.
But as we said, 2-0 victory in futsal, or 2-0 lead, doesn't mean much.
There's Andrew again, there's the 1-2 again, and Andrew's clear.
Oh, what did I just say?
And Scotland, 2 goals.
2 goals.
In no time at all. And this match is tied up, and Andrew is proving really a difficult man to handle, and they just don't know how to handle him.
It's a good goal there. I think that everyone thought that Kevin Hagan was going to have a shot himself there. He just pulls it to the back stick. A wee back stick finish.
2 goals apiece. Well, there you go. This is futsal for you. And now Northern Ireland does a good tackle there. That was Kevin Hagan, I think, there, was it? Who,
yeah, he just got the assist for the equaliser, and he makes a tackle like that.
Yeah, a great tackle.
This is futsal for TMT in Glasgow. Last year's champions, dethroned this year by the mighty Futsal.
So 2-2. All to play for in the final half. Still a minute to go here. This half's not over yet, but very interesting to see that Northern Ireland not having an answer to Joe Andrews' lone attacking role and holding his player off, and twice he was involved, scoring a second himself. Now what can Northern Ireland do to react? Here's Adam Barr. Cross into Craig Taylor.
A lovely left for Craig.
That was, look how far it's gone to go out. It absolutely, he nailed that one. It hit a foot and bang, it's gone way back towards.
Again. It's hit there maybe.
Yeah. Scotland putting pressure on the last man. And they get their just desserts there.
Captain's back on. Just what you were saying there, obviously they're trying to play off the pivot there. I think what Northern Ireland need to do is just focus on tracking your runners. I mean, you can't be complacent with that. I mean, someone should have been back in there for Northern Ireland for that last goal.
Conor McLaren's gone into that role now in the pivot at the top, and just miscontrolling there. They had a good change over, complete switch around. Now that was an interesting example where the ball's played across and Scotland play a very high line, pushing on, looking to get the interception. But obviously, there's maybe been a little chat in the Northern Ireland team about that. The ball's got to be played at pace. Goal for Scotland, and that.
Conor McLaren. Yeah,
Conor McLaren gets the goal, and Scotland go 3-2 ahead here. We'll watch this again. Totally what happened there?
They planned that. Again, Northern Ireland's a bit complacent at the back post. You need to be aware of that, especially when we had that advantage. A couple of goals, we could have just tracked a bit better. Lovely two back.
Good save from Whitelaw. Lovely individual bit of play down that left-hand side there. From number 20, from Danny Stapleton. Adam Barr will take the corner. Nobody there.
Just need this half-time to come from Northern Ireland.
Miscommunication, yeah. I think Northern Ireland need half-time quickly. 3 goals in what's been a minute and a half, maybe. 3 very quick goals indeed. Again, Scotland looking for the pivot man, and now it's lost out. Here's an opportunity. Out. Save there. Conor McLaren with the shot on the left foot, the number 10, and keeper Daniel Rosbotham does really well. As time's coming up, last 10 seconds on the clock. Scotland will just take their time and then maybe have a shot from distance. They'll be very pleased to see how this first half has turned out. Wonderful skill there from McLaren. Tackle. And the time has gone, but what a way to finish the first half.
Lovely bit of skill there from the goal scorer.
And yeah, well, there you go. The players, I feel a bit exhausted after watching that. It was quite hectic out there. And the half-time score is Northern Ireland 2, Scotland 3. And well, before we take a little break, give us your little expert view on these goals from the first half. This is the first goal.
This is Jack coming in. He just connects well there.
That's a superb goal, isn't it?
A lovely start. That was the confidence is riding high for Northern Ireland after last night. Jack got the first goal.
And then here's the second one.
And he got the first today as well. So
Here's the second goal, and we've rewound this back a little bit just to show the pressure that Northern Ireland were putting on.
Yeah, it's obviously, as I said before, mistakes can change games. Yeah, it's either a bit of quality or a mistake. It's going to break down a defence. And you see the pressure. Look how far back they are there, right in the goalie's toes.
And that's the
just
moment,
a swipe.
isn't it?
He doesn't know what he's doing.
Doesn't
Very
know
cool here
he's
from Adam. A lot of players with a shot. He just sees the man. Oof. Lovely little finish from Brendan.
Yeah. And fully deserved for all the pressure that they'd put on. But then Scotland came back, and these last 3 minutes have been a killer for Northern Ireland. But it's this pivot man again. Look at this, and here's the run.
And it's a toe bash from Scotland number 9 there.
That's a great finish from Alulu, wasn't it? Just outside of the
He
foot.
was the danger man. They were doing that a lot, just playing off. And as I said, you need to track the runners when they're playing off a pivot man. Here again, it's similar to the Adam one earlier. A lot of people would have shot, but he just plays it to the back stick, which is very popular in futsal. You see a lot of goals being scored at the back stick, second post finishes. We see another one here. It's obviously a set piece they've been practicing. It is dangerous when you just whip it across like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could hit anyone and go in. But he's done well there.
It took
just
the gamble,
seems like, just looking over the highlights, it seems like it was a lot of Northern Ireland possession and a lot of good from Northern Ireland, but then when you watch the highlights, the 3 goals. Just that's obviously what matters at the
It's a cool old game, but
day.
Scotland have pulled the rabbit out of the hat there in the end of the first half, and they're going 3-2 ahead. It's all down to what the coaches say now, and we'll be back for the second half very shortly. So welcome back. Teams are coming out, and I think there's a little bit of a sort of shell-shocked reaction out here in the arena at the moment. There's a few people sort of shaking their heads, and they couldn't almost believe, thinking that they were going to be going in, seeing Northern Ireland having a 2-0 lead and romping it, and suddenly Scotland just spoilt the party a little bit and changed their tactics a little bit. And that's one of the things that, you know, we just said off mic a second ago, Chris, that you see it in football, you see it in futsal as well, that if it's not actually working for you, one of the amazing things is to say, right, let's just start and do something different. Let's try a different way. And Scotland went to the one-man, playing the pivot up the front. He got the ball, he laid it off to somebody who was passing, and they scored, well, they scored 2 goals exactly through that mechanism. Yeah,
it makes it look simple, doesn't it? Why have they not been doing that the whole game? I spoke to just some of the management there from the Northern Ireland team, and I think it's a bit of a similar attitude to yesterday at half-time, that they realised that it was their own fault, just switched off a couple of times there towards the end. Maybe getting a bit cocky, thinking they'd arrived.
Yeah.
After the 2-0 lead, but I think they're well aware, so it should be a good second half here. We got a really good second half yesterday, and a really good first half here today for the neutrals, so hopefully continues.
Well, it is a match, that's the most important thing, isn't it? It's actually a proper match, and that's the most important thing that's happening out there, is that these two teams are giving it a real go.
Definitely a match.
So only 1 goal in it, and well, what's going to happen next? That's what we want to know. We're going to find out. Next 45 minutes or so, 20 minutes on the clock, and Scotland already just play a sort of meaningless ball down there. Those are the sort of balls they were playing early on in the first half. It really
just to get the pressure away from them.
Yeah.
It's good to see the kids out at half-time as well, though. They're playing there. They were playing 7v7.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Yeah, and they were absolutely loving it.
That's going to be key to developing the sport in the country, in Northern Ireland and in Scotland as well. Yeah. Get the kids playing it and just knowing what it is and just playing it. Really, no need for at that age training sessions. That just get out, play with the sphere.
Yeah. Here's Jordan Wilson, 16. And Northern Ireland go for the pivot man at this time, and that was number 10, Conor Miller, turning sharply and getting a shot away.
Yeah, as I said earlier, Conor plays his futsal in the English Super League for FC Salisbury. They've just actually signed Adam Barr, the Northern Ireland captain from Genesis, so a bit of a Northern Ireland Army forming there.
It's a lovely tackle. Here's an opportunity.
Oh,
what a save that was. And that was Craig Taylor there, who scored yesterday. Looking to get his name on the score sheet here today. Yeah.
Adam Whitelaw there. I don't think he would have been too happy with at least one of the goals in the first half. So a big, he's going to have a point to prove to himself here. Going for it. Conor can do these. Oh. I know Conor's got that ability. I think he's banged one in like that for Salisbury earlier this year.
Yeah.
Maybe look it up on their YouTube channel. I think it maybe got their goal of the season. Fancy a look after the game.
That would have been something special there if they'd have scored from that corner. There's a bit of blocking going off. There's no pressure on the ball. Scotland having a little bit of time here. Northern Ireland just happy to not pressing as much as they were in the first half. The thing is, it's okay to play a pressing game, but it's an absolute killer to play, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
The amount of fitness that you have to constantly keep pressing. There's a little touch here, and here's a chance now. Conor Miller. Oh, there's a man over on the right side. Oh, what a save from Whitelaw. That's got to be the save of the match.
Yeah, he does well there, makes himself big.
And yeah, the player on the far side totally marked there. That was superb goalkeeping. Read the situation, made himself big. And he just happily
he's getting peppered here.
Push that one away. Yeah, bit of pressure on the Scotland goal early on in the second half.
what you were saying about pressing there, that it does tire you out. I think this 4 maybe for Northern Ireland, maybe more of an attacking mind. Adam Barr's a bit defensive minded, but the other 3 I think are more attacking, so maybe.
And keeper's managed to get a touch to that as well.
Yeah.
This is absolutely superb exhibition of goalkeeping here from Whitelaw. We'll just wait for the corner. Here's a chance. Let's have a quick look at this again. This was the first one. Lovely little step over. And keeper just absolutely brilliant. And then here's the second one. Well, we'll go back to live play for a second, because that's 2 saves from the goalkeeper in space of 30 seconds. Here's Jordan Wilson. Comes in on the inside. Oh, that's a loose ball across though, and that's an easy pickings to Scotland. Now Conor McLaren.
Well, back in from Northern Ireland there. So yesterday in the game when we did give the ball away like that, it was game over. But I think it was a good covering from Adam Barr there. Good positioning. That happened today.
That was the second save from Whitelaw as well. That was.
Yeah, Adam does that week in, week out for TMT in the Scottish leagues.
Yeah.
I haven't played against him myself, I know. It could be a nuisance.
Yeah,
I think one of these has got to go in. But
yeah, he's very sharp across his goal. Quick ball, shot from distance and blocked. And Northern Ireland try the same thing again. Number 15, Craig Taylor, looking to unleash his left foot on this one. Or will they try something different? On to Taylor. Taylor comes inside on his right foot. Punched away by Whitelaw. Ball's gone loose a little bit. Taylor again. Northern Ireland putting all the pressure on at the moment. Whitelaw's pounced out of his box, does really well there. Good speed from the goalkeeper.
I mean, some really good saves here from Adam. I think what you will see is Northern Ireland really need to shoot low against them. I think that was the first goal, low into the bottom right corner. The last couple have been up high. That's easy for big Adam.
Good to see a lot of you chatting away in the chat room there. We will try and keep an eye on it, but we're a little bit busy here as well. But do chat away. Nice to see support from both teams on there. It's great to see so many juniors as well here in the ground, and superb leisure centre here. £22 million spent on this facilities, and it is quite amazing. It's going to be a brilliant Home Nations event. There's actually a big screen here as well. I've never seen a sports centre that's got a big screen in the wall. But we were just talking earlier about how we're going to put content on there. Don't know, do they have VAR in futsal? We might be able to have it at the Home Nations. We have the ability. The only thing is, sometimes it can take a little bit longer, and futsal's all about speed, isn't it? You don't want to be taking a minute out here and there.
I mean, it would work with the stop clock, but I don't know. I don't think we have the.
There's a good tackle.
Afford it just yet. Go on, Adam.
Oh, and that was Adam Barr there. Hit one with the outside of the foot, the Northern Ireland captain. Yes, it would have to be done quickly. I think there's no doubt about that. But little decisions. And again, sole man up front. Northern Ireland not really sure how to handle it. And that, I think, that will be a Northern Ireland ball. Yeah, it came off a Scotland player. Referee does well there. Northern Ireland tries a similar tactic. Ball up to the front man. Here's Ernestus Varenka. Back to Wilson. Wilson has a shot just wide of the post.
There's a few subs here for Northern Ireland.
There's a few switching going on.
Scott Gunn taking the kick in here.
Shot and Whitelaw again saves well.
Shows how much I know. I said to keep the shots low, and he just pulled off another good save from a low shot. So,
but Northern Ireland dominating this second half so far, starting this second as they started the first. Awkward moment there, but well played by Stapleton under pressure, and the shot deflected. We'll go for a corner.
that shows you a bit there. Whenever you are playing this pressing game, if it works, it's great, but you have to make that commitment to go and try and make the tackle, and the Scotland player didn't do it there, and Northern Ireland almost broke.
It just gets just getting a little bit darker out there as the sun just gradually goes down. Northern Ireland pressing hard again, conceding the corner. Better doing that than just giving the ball away, which we saw with the second goal earlier. Taking one in the face there was Scott Smith.
Right in the pus, as they would say in Scotland.
Yeah. I do appreciate the fact that he actually didn't really wince or anything. He wanted to show that he wasn't hurt at all, and then put his hand to his mouth later. He just gave it the mandatory 2 seconds of, I'm not really hurt, but I will check. Good lad. Those balls, they are heavier and smaller, but they do hurt, as I'm sure you'd agree. If you get one of those full blast in a soft area, you're not going to be too happy about it.
Yep, I've been there. Just imagine how the goalies feel.
Yeah, these goalies have got to be kamikaze pilots. They spreading themselves full. These big, heavy balls being hit full pace. Well, the scene is set, really. This match is there to be taken by either team. Scotland had their purple patch, scored 3 goals. Northern Ireland just stepped it up a little bit. This is lovely play from Scotland. What a save!
Oh, both goalies are really stepping up here, I must admit.
Absolutely brilliant play here. And Scott Smith thought he'd got himself on the board. He didn't play yesterday, but what a save that was. And Daniel Rosbotham, you can see that he's well up for that one. There's a shot from distance that hit the post.
Came off the crossbar there, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the game can switch so quickly. From attack to defence. So Scotland looking the team more likely to score now.
It really has been an end-to-end match, he says. Still in the balance. The game there to be claimed. Well, even Whitelaw has a bit of a shot. I suppose that's one of the things of the smaller pitch. You must have seen goalies score every so often. Because goalies are allowed to come out of their area here as well. It is that was just too much weight on that one.
Yeah, on the smaller court. This is quite it is quite a tight court. I think it's a 36-metre court. Yeah. I think the last couple of home nations have been a wee bit longer than this one, but you do see it quite a lot, especially when I mentioned earlier about the fly goalkeeper. Yeah. It leaves the net open, and you'll see a lot. The fly goalkeeper is a big gamble because your net is open. And you see a lot of goals from within goalies, or someone scoring from within their own half.
Yeah. So with a fly goalkeeper, you have one guy who is the goalkeeper, so he can handle, but basically he just goes out and plays, which is what, you've got Donegan listed as the reserve goalkeeper here. That would be the situation, that's why he's been named. So he'll put the gloves on, and he'll be like the last man back, but he'll basically just play out if Northern Ireland need to get a goal in the last few minutes.
Essentially it. No gloves involved, really, but
right.
You will play as an outfield player with a goalie shirt on.
Right.
It's a different. It's the same as the goalie shirt. They have to have the same numbers they've been playing in throughout the game on the back of it, so it's pre-planned. It's not like some amateur just let's get the goalie out and put someone in. Yeah, it's always pre-planned. It's a great kick from Scotland. There's
the Lulu winning the ball and pulls the ball back for Scott Smith, who's really getting into the action of late, and that one just going behind him.
Yeah, Scott Smith doing well there. To get up to support the player there, just couldn't finish with it. I think Scott just came in today. He's more of a football player than a futsal player. I think he plays his football for Elgin, I think it is, in the Scottish lower leagues. Trying to convert that to futsal.
Good play inside. Scotland just made a couple of changes there. Fraser Smith, is number 16, has just come on, and I think that's Joe Andrews getting number 7, so he was a real danger man the last time he was on the pitch, playing that pivot role up front. So it'd be interesting to see what happens now he's back on the pitch, because they scored Basically all 3 goals with him.
Yeah, and Kevin Hagan as well. He got the assist and had a couple of good tackles when he was on quite recently.
That ball just going straight through and out of play again, so not even time to start the clock. No foul trouble, only 1 foul on the board.
As I was saying with the fly goalie there, just to go back to that, I would really like to see it just so that people who are watching the game for the first time can see it. The same rules still apply for when a goalie gets the ball. They have 4 seconds to release it. Once a goalie touches the ball, he cannot touch it in his own half again until a player of the opposition team has touched it. So you might wonder why in your Office 5-a-side games you maybe just pass it to the goalie, he passes it to the defender, back to the goalie. That can't happen in futsal. The exception to that rule is if the goalie is in the opposition's half. So that's why when you play a fly goalie, you will see him quite a lot in the opposition's half, and then he can just play freely, as many touches as he wants, no time limit. So it'd be good to see that. Just for those who are just watching futsal for the first time.
It certainly would. It's a unique rule with futsal, and I imagine there's some a lot of goalkeepers all think they're outfield players anyway, to be honest. As we all know, I used to be one of them, and it is one of those things that in this sport you actually get a chance to be one. That's good play, good play.
Johnny Pearce.
Yes, again. Yes, the Scottish
manager Scott Chaplin not too happy with that.
The officials aren't being sold on that one. Has he given the foul? I think he has. Or has he just given the kick in? Yeah, I think it's just a kick in there.
Yeah, just a kick in there. No free.
Yeah, Northern Ireland don't have a lot of variation with when they get the play down here. It tends to be the ball back and just kicked in, and we're not seeing, like as you saw with the 3rd Scottish goal, they had that variation. It's a corner here.
Trying that loft to the back stick again. And
Scotland putting a bit of pressure on.
That's it, well done, James.
Well,
apart from the final pass there, it was well done with James, who was left in a one-on-one at the back with possession. When you get in that position, you really have to take on the man or play a good pass to get around him. It's one of the benefits of futsal. For football means that tight areas, you have to be able to make decisions quickly and pull them off with a good pass or take a player on.
Yeah. Another corner in this bottom right corner here.
Let's see what set pieces Scotland have lined up.
Paul Simpson takes, goes back way to the halfway. Fraser Smith. Scotland just happy to start again. Northern Ireland not pressing at all now. Play much more of a basketball style defence. Nearly nicking the ball in there. Scotland managed to recover and then give the ball away. So Northern Ireland doing well there. Goalkeeper's gone route 1. It's another giveaway. Now here's a chance. Extra man for Northern Ireland. Can they make use of it? And just slightly overran the ball there. Just one heavy touch. And that was a real opportunity.
Yeah, I think whoever gets the next goal here, it's going to be a massive goal.
Yeah, it's a good call. Keeper's sweeping up. We've seen him out of his goal a little bit more here. No goals so far in this second half, but plenty of opportunities. Both goalkeepers have excelled. And that's going to be a foul there on Paul Simpson, who stole the ball away midfield and just turned as he went forward. So the second foul against Northern Ireland. Still not major trouble. It's when you hit 5 that's a problem, because as soon as you go over 5 fouls, that's when you start seeing penalty shots.
Yeah, it was a good wee nip from Paul Simpson there. Plays his futsal for Perth Saltires.
Scott Mollison hasn't got on the score sheet yet. Scored a hat-trick in about 4.5 minutes yesterday. That one had a bit of pace in it, but blocked away. Applause from the crowd here who are enjoying their futsal here. Mollison playing a little 1-2 with Alulu. Now Morrison goes round the outside. There's the pivot man again. Andrew calls in trouble. And Northern Ireland don't have an answer to Joe Andrew playing that sole role up front again. Simpson with the corner. Andrew just going down. Simpson plays the first time ball, but it's out of play.
Yeah, they're really utilising Simpson a lot here. It is difficult as a defender, I think, to once you defend the pivot backs into you like that.
Yeah.
Gets the backside in there. Be very difficult for a defender. Joe Simpson plays his futsal for TMT in Glasgow. It's the same as Adam Whitelaw, the goalkeeper. Yeah. There's a couple of good performances from the TMT boys.
Oh, that's lovely play there, and Andrew just didn't play the 1-2 perfectly. It would have been a hard goal written all over it. Oh, there's a great ball in, and Andrew turns on a sixpence. And that is goal number 4 for Scotland. And as you say, this goal could be so important. Here's the replay. Out to Paul Simpson.
Joe Simpson on there, my apologies. Is Joe Andrew, of course, plays for TMT. He's done well there. That's classic pivot play there.
Yeah, Johnny Pearce just turns
and finishes.
Yeah, that was... there's just been no answer. Joe Andrew, who was wearing 16 yesterday, is number 7 today, and well, that's just an individual error there at the back. But now there might be an opportunity for Northern Ireland. Extra man. Ball just run out of play. So coming into the last quarter of this tie, under 10 minutes now. And Northern Ireland having started so well.
Yeah, we just need to see a bit of magic from Northern Ireland from somewhere. We saw it yesterday from Danny Stapleton.
That was a tremendous goal, wasn't it?
Tremendous goal, and really got the ball rolling. The second half almost come back, but it's just who it's going to come from here. There's a lot of players in the Northern Ireland squad who can just poof out of nowhere, make something happen, but it's just they need to step up now.
Yeah.
Good defending there from Kieran.
Whistle's gone.
I think it's the ball's gone out of play.
And a chance for Northern Ireland to make maybe switches here. Craig Taylor's back on. So is Brendan Shannon. Adam Barr is on. And Jordan Wilson. So
a couple of players here who could maybe have that magic spark. I know Craig Taylor is his finishing move. He's famous for his rainbow flicks. I'd like to see him. He did one of them over the goalkeeper to score in the Northern Ireland Futsal League.
Yeah.
Earlier this season. So we need some of that magic from Craig.
Scotland putting a bit of pressure on, having to go back to the goalkeeper. Well, it's good to see that Northern Ireland happy to, if you're under pressure, just pass it back to the keeper. And now Northern Ireland putting a bit of pressure on Scotland, and Scotland having to give the ball away. So a little bit of deception there from feet of number 4, Adam Barr, but he deceived his own player as well.
Yeah, he's just trying to find Brendan Shannon there. Looks like Brendan's posting up as the pivot for Northern Ireland here.
Timeout's being called, and Northern Ireland, I think, yes, the team in blue have just called.
Yep, Northern Ireland timeout.
The timeout here, and I think it's probably a good timeout, isn't it? Because it seems to be sort of running out of ideas a little bit as to how they're going to break down this Scottish team. And this is a chance for the coach to earn his stripes now. He's right bang in the middle there. Yeah. I
think that's the first time out we've had for those just finding out about the game of futsal. There's each team gets one timeout per half. That doesn't carry on, so none of the teams use their timeout in the first half, I don't think. So just one for each of them in the second half. Obviously Northern Ireland using theirs now. Scotland still have theirs if they do choose to use it.
Yeah.
In the last minutes of the game.
Well, just under 10 minutes to go. But 2 goals. Well, we were seeing goals scored all over the place yesterday. It was quite ridiculous at times. But, match finishing 8-6. Well, here we are. There's a lot less goals being scored here today.
Oh, still plenty of time.
But yes,
Still plenty of time.
exactly. This could still finish 8-6. Believe you me.
Hopefully to Northern Ireland this time.
Yeah. That's good play inside. This is good pass, Brendan Shannon.
Yeah.
And yes, the officials have both agreed that that's going to be the goalie's ball. Certainly some of the young kids running around here with Northern Ireland tops on, they've still got energy. They never stop running. There's a lot of youngsters here watching this match yesterday and today. Good play from Craig Taylor. Switching it across, here's Barr. Plays it in quickly. Shannon threatening to release one with the right foot. Now back to Taylor. Taylor's got a good left foot, we know that. And so does Scotland, and two men were on him there to block that shot.
Yeah, I think Scotland have recognised that Northern Ireland are looking to score from distance here. That's one of their main threats.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to try and close that down as much as possible. It does give an opportunity to Northern Ireland to maybe fool them a little bit, but you need someone to really think outside the box for one of them to come off.
Yeah. Almost a bit like a chess match at times, isn't it? You know, you're sort of sizing up your opposition. You know who's got a good shot. You know who's probably not going to have a shot. So sometimes you can almost let the guy who's pretending he's going to shoot, let him do that because you know he's not, and just wait for him to pass the ball on to the other guy. And that's what we just saw there, really. That Taylor was always hanging in the background.
Good pass.
And Scotland knew he was going to be fed, and there you see again, and that's why Northern Ireland are trying to feed him, because he does have one hell of a shot on him. That was travelling. I don't think the keeper would have saved that if it had been on target.
It's interesting comparison to the chess match. I've heard that before for futsal.
It's a very fast chess match.
Yeah.
But there's some real interesting tactics being used, and the way that every individual player, you're sizing up each individual player that's against you, and you're sort of looking at his strengths and weaknesses. Yeah. Scotland put a pressure on here, and here's Alulu. And Alulu punishes Northern Ireland there, and it's goal number 5, and it's, well, it could well be by Northern Ireland here.
I know Adam won't be too happy with this. Just giving it right to him there. It is a good finish. Toby Barton. He's done well to finish it there, but I think Adam Barr will be the first to say he won't be too happy with how he's giving the ball away there.
Yeah.
As we said, plenty of time, plenty of goals still to be had in this game.
That's Alulu's second goal of the night. I think we've seen Yusuf come out. I haven't seen Yusuf out yet, actually. But, Ahmed is, as we see a change over here for Northern Ireland. Because it's just rolling substitutes. You can bring as many on and off at any time you want to.
Yep, the rule there is you have to be careful. It can get a booking for coming on as a sub if you come on too early before the other player's off the court. That's super safe from Whitelock. There's a gate which each side has to be their subs in between as well. So if you come on to the court out of that gate, you'll be booked as well. Yeah, you can just see in the bottom right hand corner of the screen there's like a blue line that's crossing. A goal for Northern Ireland, and it's number 10. There we go. Conor Miller, and they're back in this game. 3-5. You see Johnny Michael turn to the crowd there, just to G up the crowd as well. Good to see another brilliant end to the game for Northern Ireland. I'll make no apologies to Scottish fans for my celebrations there. No, go for it. That's fine. I just don't know. A Scottish girlfriend, I don't know if she's watching, but yeah, you might see a few dark stares when the next time you get onto the pitch in Scotland, which I get them anyway. So, no sooner does Scotland score, Northern Ireland get a goal back. So we did say that this game can. You can score goals very, very quickly here. So 5-3, back to 2 goals in it.
pretty important now. Northern Ireland scored the next goal. It's a little bit like we saw last night, where Scotland managed to just get that 2-goal lead at a crucial time and hold on to it.
Yeah, especially with Adam Whitelaw doing so well in nets for Scotland. Just to get that goal, first goal of the second half for Northern Ireland, just lifts the whole squad.
That kicking has been given Scotland's way. I think Northern Ireland were expecting that to be there, so what option are they going to try here? Let's go way back again and just rebuild from the back. Conor McLaren happy to go back to Whitelaw. Whitelaw don't have an answer to Andrew up front, do they? Still again is Fraser Smith, Mollison, McLaren. Scotland keeping good possession. Mollison. Scotland making a few quick changes as well. As Alulu's back on. And Alulu, well, maybe he doesn't wish he was after that. Complete miscontrol. And
yeah, it can be difficult to just come straight into the team, onto the court like that when your team's got possession, just to step right into it. We've seen it there.
Take down the right hand side, and that was close. The whistle had gone. I think the ball had just gone out of play, so that would not have counted.
Some good sal there from Danny. See the way he takes the ball under control, the sole of his foot. You see that a lot in futsal, just to get that. It's essentially so you can get your head up and see, but still have control of the ball. Danny did a brilliant there, just shift it. Just went a wee bit out of play. Oh, Scott Gunn there. Gets a bit lucky with that wayward pass.
Penalties is 2-0 to Northern Ireland, so no real team foul issue on there. And that's a strong challenge from Yusuf Alulu, who has been around, he just hasn't been on a lot. We have not seen much of him today.
Yeah, I think he's the less experienced of the two. I don't know if this is his first fixture for Scotland. Oh, that's Conor Miller. Is that Conor Miller again?
Conor Miller has scored.
Wow, he's really stepped up here. Conor, fair play to the lad. Fair play to the lad.
Mistake at the back from Scotland, and it was Yusuf Alulu who lost the ball, didn't know where it had gone, and Conor Miller was on it like a shot.
Absolute fox in the box there. Bold fox in the box, but still fox in the box nonetheless.
4-5. And game is back on again. Well, we did say that goals can be scored quickly, and we've just seen quite a few of them, so still 4.5 minutes to go. Loads of time yet. But an individual error there from Scottish defence. And there's an interception, and Conor Miller's on fire at the moment.
He wants it. He bloody wants it.
He absolutely does. Shot in there. He scored 2 goals in no time, and still looks as if he's hobbling a little bit at times as well. He took a bit of a hit earlier on. There's a shot. Oh, it's a goal!
Jack again. Jack McGee, brilliant. Second goal of the game. Third goal of the weekend for Jack.
And the replay here, watch this.
Lovely bit of sal there, just a back post, look at that.
Stapleton hits it across, and Jack McGee's on the end of it, and it's 5-all.
That's futsal 101 there, just hit it to the back stick, the man running in. Excellent. And just like that, the game's changed again.
Yeah. Wow, this is incredible. And still plenty of time.
He did there. This is what the crowd came to see.
And that's going to be a foul. But, well, that's the first foul for Scotland in this half, so there's going to be no foul issues at all.
The Scottish players couldn't handle the Megs there.
Yeah, it's good to see that the Megs still have the same feel in futsal as football. Here's Miller, who's been superb. Northern Ireland have a spring in their step again. Stapleton, but Stapleton loses out. Here's a chance. Scott Smith goes across and saved by the goalkeeper, Neil Lawrenson. Well, that was... not an open goal. You've still got the goalkeeper to beat, but the goalkeeper made himself big, and Danny Rosbotham does well.
Neil Lawrence, he scored the last goal yesterday. Give it big licks to the crowd. Didn't get the chance to do it today.
Whitelaw pulls out a superb save.
End to end.
Surely is. A little ball just broke loose there. Northern Ireland's favour. This match really is in the melting pot now. This could go either way. Oh, lovely little step inside and out. That was Craig Taylor there.
He's passed in there as well. That would have been about to unleash the Kraken. Ooh. That was a hit from Danny.
Yeah. Heavy challenge there. The referee looks like he's going to have a little word.
I think Johnny Michael, Northern Gaffer, just had a quick word in his ear there.
And yellow card is waved. I think that's the first yellow card in a match. I don't think we've seen a yellow card so far. We had quite a few yesterday, but...
You might be right, yeah.
Yeah. Scotland with a free kick. From a dangerous position. Oh,
it's creeped
the
in.
Ball has ricocheted and it's over the line. Goal for Scotland, and they go 6-5 ahead.
There's Scott Mollison. They're saying he hadn't scored yet today. His hat-trick last night. He's got one there.
Still plenty of time on the clock. No panic stations yet.
What a game, though.
It's superb, isn't it?
This was worth flying home for.
I know you said earlier about the typical futsal move. Sometimes it's good just to hit it into the danger area and the ball might break for you, and that's what happened there.
Yeah.
Loose ball. That will be a foul.
Could be a booking there as well.
Yeah. Still neither team in any sort of foul trouble. That's only the second foul for Scotland. Northern Ireland have 3 fouls to their name.
Scotland captain got lucky there not to get a booking. Northern Ireland were breaking.
Yes, I think the officials are feeling in a very good mood there. Barr. Back to Stapleton, who scored the goal of the match yesterday. Top corner from way out. Scotland just taking their time a little bit here as well. They're just happy to slow the game down. They've got that 1-goal lead. 2.5 minutes on the clock. And that one went wrong.
Unorthodox
well,
scoop
this
there
is
from Neil Lawrence.
That was a giveaway ball. Oh, that's a great ball in.
He's missed
and that's
it.
the back of the net, but the wrong back of the net.
There's a couple of kids in the crowd there thinking that was in.
Yeah, I think our cameraman was sent the wrong way as well, but it did go round the back. It hit the net, but it was after hitting the wall first.
There was a chance, should have been taken though.
It was a great opportunity for Northern Ireland to bring it level again. Here's Andrew. Andrew, for once, gives the ball away. That's been unusual. Here's Northern Ireland on the counter-attack. Full pace. This match still hangs in the balance. 1 goal in it. Just under 2 minutes on the clock. Whitelaw goes for a long ball, but he's just giving it away straight away. And well, pressure from Scotland, and I think there's a couple of the Scottish lads are looking back to their keeper, asking him what he's doing.
Yeah, unnecessary pressure there, I think the Scotland fans will be saying.
Yeah, that scramble, Scotland come away with the ball. Lovely attempted pass forward. Keeper
Yeah, you will see that distribution from the goalie is a big part of the position.
Yeah.
Really needs to be. It can change a game.
Here's Barr. When he come inside, tries to shot but well blocked. Scotland ball. These two teams are very finely matched indeed. You feel as well, Miller there gets fouled from behind. There's another foul on the Scotland total, so that's 3 fouls apiece. You feel there's a few weary legs out there as well at the moment. Conor Miller's looks as if he's gone a few rounds of boxing with Anthony Joshua. He's stumbling around the place. He really is giving everything in this match. And obviously the Northern Ireland boys want to leave him out there. He's one of the top players and they want to leave him out in this final minute. I think they're going to have to carry him to the changing rooms after this. Shot from distance.
Yeah!
Oh, it's in!
Brilliant from Craig. That's what I was talking about, that left foot earlier. He's got that in his locker. He's saving it up. Just a similar goal to Adam Barr's in the game yesterday, where it was just, you know, a long free kick. It's just gone through the wall, gone through the goalie.
6-all. We're into the last minute.
No, we don't want to draw. Let's get a win here.
Only the second ever Futsal International on Northern Irish turf. There's a good ball across. What a tackle from Miller. Well, when he's not causing chaos up front, that is a goal-saving tackle there.
From the coach in Northern Ireland, Gareth Smith there.
And Kevin Hagan feeling a little bit the worst of wear there. That was he went down heavily under that slide tackle. He's going to need a little hand getting up.
He's a tough guy. I'm sure he'll be okay.
Well,
last minute, he's been one of their best defenders in Scotland, so they want him back in there.
Well, we're not awarding man of the matches, but if we were, I think Conor Miller would be high up the list.
Yeah, I think so.
The way he's played here, he's really turned things around, and now Miller's got a chance. Keeper does brilliantly. Whitelaw's out like a shot.
Conor's down. Just pull yourself up one more time, Conor. Come on.
And Miller takes a heavy one as well on the go. Like, the thing is, this is not grass or 4G. This is a hard floor that people are landing on. .32 seconds left. 6-all. Northern Ireland looking for their first ever international win against a home nation team. First ever win on home soil as well. Can they do it? Oh, Whitelaw does superbly there again. He's really been superb in the Scottish goals today. Scotland now putting some pressure on.
For something to happen here.
Alulu.
Oh, not when you do that.
Well, Alulu just passes the ball out of play, and now Scotland have to defend. 17 seconds. Stapleton's.
He knew exactly what he was doing there, I think.
Yeah, he's planted into the ground.
Fraser Smith, he knew.
Yellow card. Fraser Smith. And now with 13 seconds to go.
Let's see what the Northern Ireland boys are made of.
Yeah, they're going to have a little chit-chat here. Well, here we go. Are they going to do it? 13 seconds. You'd think that there's not enough time for a counter-attack from Scotland. And what are we going to see here? Shot from distance. Whitelaw does superbly. Stapleton's shot. And now 10 seconds. Scotland's last chance. Up to Andrew. And Andrew hits the floor.
Oh, free kick to Scotland, is it? Yeah. Well, it just shows you there was 13 seconds of that last free kick. 8 seconds still here on this, so.
And now Scotland have a chance.
Is that Scott Mollison? He scored the last free kick. Just talking about that left boot that he has. Can the skipper step up here?
Yeah, well, Mollison hasn't got on the score sheet today so far.
I think he has, but
it's going to be a shot on goal here. No doubt about this. Mollison, the captain, into the wall.
Northern Ireland fans celebrate that like a goal.
6 seconds on the clock. Mollison will go back. Scotland will be keen to get a shot in quickly, aware that time is up any second.
Conor Miller again.
Miller does brilliantly. Miller manages to get the tackle in there and gets the foul with 1.3 seconds left. And, well, Miller has been absolutely superb. He's down in front of us. Taken another hefty one. And, well, I think that's a... Is that a timeout called? There's still some yellow cards being given out there. I think it's had a slightly bad-tempered end, and Conor Miller is. I think he's hurt his wrist there. He's come off. So this is it. Well, Danny Stapleton scored the goal of the tournament. This man on the right-hand side here, number 20.
He's turned around and looked at the clock there and said, "I might as well."
Let's have a pop.
Oh.
Well, there you go. And time is up. Well, you know what? It's probably the right result. Honours even, because both teams have absolutely had a real go at each other. We've seen the match sway, ebb and flow in both directions. And actually, I think, if the truth be told, I think 6-all from a neutral point of view is actually a fair result for this match.
Yeah, I mean, what a game. What a game.
What a tremendous match.
We talked about wanting to promote the sport in Northern Ireland, and I hope everyone on Facebook there shares this video. Share it to your football club pages, or share it around wherever you can, just as an advertisement for the sport, and Scotland as well.
It was a really good game. We're just watching the teams.
We're all friends again now.
Yeah, well, of course, a lot of them know each other. Of course, they all play league against each other, and it's nice to see. I think, well, what a game we've had. Let's have a quick review of the goals. And a couple of the saves as well that have kept themselves, that we've kept in the highlights reel, because well, we have seen that.
Yep,
quite a lot of action.
It's tough to believe a 6-all
yes.
scoreline, and we're talking about the goalie saves that they made.
Here we go. This was early on.
Great save.
Actually, we're going to go right back to beginning with. Well, let's go right back to the start of the first half instead of the second half. Here we go. First goal.
Said Adam.
Bang.
In goals for Scotland. Adam Whitelaw wouldn't have been too happy with that. He would have liked to maybe get something on that.
That's a great goal from Jack McGee. And then the pressure here from Northern Ireland.
Yeah, Scotland just weren't up for their work here. Just give it.
Miscontrol here.
I think it's here, just swipes at it, just gets nervous.
And that's Yusuf Alulu.
Yeah, and then lovely play from skipper Adam Barr. Cool head.
So that's 2-0 to Northern Ireland. And then as we get towards the end of the first half, this was the thing that was Northern Ireland's undoing, wasn't it?
You'll see that in the next goal as well, just how number 7 for Scotland just backs into his man and then just looks to lay it off. Yeah, Joe Andrew, if Conor Miller hadn't have had maybe such a spectacular finish, then I'd say Joe Andrew would have been gunning for man of the match as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Andrew was superb, and well, that was 3-2, and then well, it was a little period of time where we just had some absolutely superb saves, and Whitelaw's a big lad. But he's very mobile. He's not one that stays in his line. He likes to get out there, and that was a superb save here. Here's another one that he pulls out. Like this one is going at pace, and he gets a hand to this and just turns it around the post.
Moves very well, gracefully, if you will. It's great to see here. We're obviously watching the highlights, but just on the court at the minute, the Northern Ireland players actually signing autographs for the young lads and girls watching.
Yeah,
incredible.
Great to see.
Just fantastic.
Well, just back to the goal. So here's this was Andrew turning again.
Yeah, great pivot play there.
Yeah, and we'd been talking about the pivot play all along, and that was certainly it.
Yeah.
And then
I could be biased because it's my position, but I love to see a good pivot play.
But here we go.
A mistake. It's capitalised by Alulu.
And Scotland get the 2-goal lead. And then just when we're thinking, well, this is it, could be all over, suddenly...
Lovely wee deft touch there.
That was beautiful, wasn't it?
Runs to get the ball.
That was superb play from Conor Miller, and then he's in there again. Look at him, nicking the ball off, lifts it over the goalie. Like, that little skill just to dink it over. knowing the goal is going to be low.
This is towards the end of the game as well. I mean, credit to the players of both teams. Played a full 40 minutes stop clock last night, and then today, the fitness. And that's tough. It's tough on your calves. It's tough on your hamstrings, quads. They're still gonna, but it's just hard at the end of the game, isn't it?
It's incredible.
Here's Scott Wallace.
And here's this was the a goal from Scotland. Just really a bit of a ricochet. Could have got no idea who it actually came off. It was a bit of a sort of congratulations, but well, here we go with the final goal. And well, that left foot, he'd been threatening it all match, hadn't he? He'd been having tries upon tries, and this time he had a clean run through.
Yeah.
And as you see,
it's good for Craig as well, one of the younger players in the team, so he'll be, along with a couple other guys in the squad, the future of the team.
So there you see, families are out, families and friends have all been entertained. Chris, it's been great having you on board. I hope everything goes okay with your knee. I know it's a long one. I've had knee troubles myself, and you know it's not fun. It's as you say, it's very, very boring. The rest of you feels absolutely perfect. It's just that one little bit that doesn't want to play. It's
frustrating, but it's good to still be involved in the squad. I'm gonna go back to the hotel with the the Irish lads tonight, and maybe buy Conor Miller a pint after his efforts today.
Oh yeah,
we'll see where it goes from there.
He deserves a pint after what he's done tonight.
So.
Chris, great to have you on board, mate, and hope you've enjoyed the coverage here on the IFA Facebook page. I know a lot of you watching. We had 35,000 or so yesterday watching, and highlights are going on the BBC Sport as well a little bit later on tonight. My name's Adrian Battersby. Thank you for watching. Hopefully we'll be seeing you again for the Six Nations in about sort of, what is it, November time, or maybe 4 or 5 months time. But we'll say goodnight from Newry. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.